body bags were whore lies.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
Hey guys, happy Thursday, this is your fright chick speaking. So, currently laid up in bed with a cold, which has pissed me off. But let's cheer me up by talking about awesome movies. So it's the last entry in our foreign month, and I've picked a Canadian movie. It's actually my favourite film of all time, Ginger Snaps. I love Ginger Snaps. This is going to be a very, very pro Ginger Snaps review. Yeah, this came out in sort of 2000, 2001, I think. I think it's 2001 actually. And it stars Catherine Isabelle, Emily Perkins and Chris Lynch. It also has like Mimi Rogers and a few other people that you might recognise from other movies. I love Catherine Isabelle. I think she's brilliant. Emily Perkins, ever since I saw It, I've loved Emily Perkins. This whole movie is basically one of those films that kind of flies under the radar, but then has a cult following, you know. I think you either love it or you hate it. People either think it's lame and stupid or they think it's a bit of genius. I happen to think it's a bit of genius. So yeah, what can I say about this film? It isn't just everything's amazing. Okay, so basically the plot of it is it's a werewolf movie and it centres around using puberty as a metaphor. Okay, these two girls are the biggest fucking outcast hermit loser people ever that are in this very small town, you know. They're sisters, they're very close in age. They basically just are very morbid. They have a death pact, which is one of my favourite quotes of all time. Out by 16 or dead in this scene, but together for fucking ever. I love that. So they basically just think up different ways of killing themselves. They do a school project where they take photographs of all these different suicides that they've come up with special effects for. Essentially, there is a werewolf. Now, the werewolf, we don't know anything about. It just kind of shows up to set the movie up, basically. And in the middle of playing a prank, Ginger gets bitten by a werewolf. And throughout the course of the movie, she transforms. Now, her transformation is also very similar to the symptoms of puberty in women, which I'm not going to go into too much. But, you know, come on, girls. We've seen all this before. Now, her sister is obviously, you know, it's always been the two of them, so she then has to break away from this gruesome twosome to kind of help her and get outside help, which comes in the form of Chris Lynch, who is a druggy flipping, I don't know, he's just a druggy kid. He's the druggy kid in the film. He's the drug dealer kid. There you go. Now he believes in, you know, werewolves and all this sort of stuff, and he totally believes Bridget's story, so he's straight on board helping her. But of course, Ginger doesn't like this. She understands that she's got a problem and something's happening to her, something really bad, but she also doesn't see why this kid has to get involved. You know, she doesn't understand that her new cravings and her actions are to be stopped. So we have this major sort of struggle going on as well. It's actually quite heartbreaking, a lot of it, because they're sisters, and if any of you have got like a close sister or you've got like a close friend, you know, imagine if your friend was in trouble like this and then you had to kind of save them from themselves, basically. Yeah, I love this film. It's a brilliant watch. It's not boring. It doesn't drag on or anything like that. At least I find that it doesn't. It didn't do amazingly well, but it did well enough that it spawned a couple of sequels. We have Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed. Now, I actually really like this. I'm not going to go into the plots of the other ones because this is all about Ginger Snaps, but yeah, I like this. It was okay. It basically deals with Bridget and the aftermath of part 1. They also filmed a third one back to back with the other one, which is probably a big fucking mistake. Ginger Snaps Back. I don't like this one. It's okay. It's pretty much movie number 1 set in, I don't know what time period it is. It's the time when there was like old forts and things up in the mountains. I don't even know what time. I didn't take history at school. I certainly didn't take American history. I don't know. It's got a kind of General Custer type feel to it. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty much movie 1 just set in the past. I think that was a bit of a mistake. But yes, if you like a werewolf movie, if you don't mind it being not just about the gore or just sort of being about the effects and just a fun, funky movie. If you want a bit of depth to it and, you know, maybe watch an emotional story as well, then Ginger Snaps is for you. Okay, I'm going to see you next week, and hopefully I'll be over my cold by then. Bye!